Good day to you people of the interwebs, and welcome to this week's edition of Transformer of the Week, where I'm going to be looking at this guy. This is Combiner Wars Sky Lynx. Sky Lynx. Yep. He's the last Combiner torso in the wave releases of Combiner Wars. Whew. And it's a whole brand new mold, baby. Yes, this is Sky Lynx. He turns into a space shuttle thing with a thing on the box on the bottom of him that doesn't turn into a lynx. I can tell you that. Absolutely. I mean, I got this guy. When I was a kid, I remember we didn't have Sky or anything, so we never really saw any of the season 3 episodes, because season 3 tended to be on Sky, but not on terrestrial television. Like the season 1 and 2, what could be on like the Wide Awake Club or something like that. But season 3 was on Sky, and so I never had that. That was the start of satellite television, really. It was the start of my head. Was not being able to see programs like Transformers. Season 3 was on that. But my mum used to be an Avon representative. Like it's people who may not be aware, Avon is like a little catalogue that you can order things from. People can make a little bit of extra money by going around door to door and hand delivering the catalogue and then collecting orders for people, and then the orders come into that person and they go out and deliver the orders. And it's a little bit of side earnings and stuff like that. So my mum was an Avon representative for a while. And in the Avon catalogue, it was normally just cosmetics and stuff like that, but they occasionally had just some other random things. And there was a VHS tape. That was what we had before DVDs. There were these tapes that went into machines and played television programs. So we had a VHS tape that had 2 episodes of season 3 on. It was Fight or Flee and Call of the Primitives. Now, we've got this DVD, there we go again. We've got this VHS tape, and it got played and played and played and played and played and played, played and played and played and played and watched and watched and watched. Now, being a big fan of Beast-style characters, Call of the Primitives was probably my favourite episode, and I watched that a lot. Some of the lines are still stuck in my head, you know. It's brilliant, simple and brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? That's because you're not smart primitive like me. You know, yes, there's nothing like dining on home, or should that be on home? Yeah, so it was a daft episode. It absolutely spoiled the movie by giving you the pretense that the Unicron was made by this little dweeby guy who then made a predecessor who was made completely of energon. Completely of energy. Well, he was matter, you are energy. Yeah. So it was a silly episode. However, some of the lines were great. The animation was probably the best animation that has been in a G1 episode. Just throw it out there for you. It's the best animation of any G1 episode. Is Call of the Primitives, and it just we've got loads of brilliant character moments from the Predacons. Had Slag taking over, being in charge of the Dinobots for a while, and you had Trypticon, who was last week's Transformer Week, and Sky Lynx in it, the episode. Sky Lynx didn't really fit in with the rest of the primitives because he's not got a primitive brain like the others, but he does, he is a dinosaur creature thing. So he was lumbered in with them. And as a child, I didn't like Sky Lynx as a character because he was arrogant. And not just that arrogance that, he was put himself above everyone in this arrogance. And he never had a comeuppance because he was so talented, he was so skilled, he was, he was one of the only ones who could actually, face off against Predaking. So he was like this ultimate talented, hero. but he was just arrogant with it, and because he never had a couple of months with it, it never really sat well with me as a kid. As an adult, I actually really quite enjoy watching Sky Lynx in episodes, because he is just an immodest prick. I quite like that. So I do quite like him now, but as a kid I remember I just didn't really like him. Reverse, I did like all the other characters. Now this toy, when I first got this in hand, I didn't like it. I'll tell you that straight away. I just didn't like it. And that is, we have a thing, there's a thing, and if you read into like how interviews might not be the most valid way of assessing, right recruits for a role and stuff like that, this is one of the things that you could read into. It's called the halo or horns effect. And basically, if you have two candidates coming to you at the same time, one after another, and one of them really impresses you, then you might not notice how good the other one is, because you're comparing them against the other person rather than comparing them against the specs of the role. In the same way as you have someone coming in and they're absolutely shockingly bad, and the next person in could just be slightly average, but you think they're absolutely perfect for the role because the last person was shockingly bad. So it's that's an effect. And because the Mastermaid Diabolos Rex, it's just even the name is just awesome, was such a perfect figure. Getting this in hand, it was just like, and I didn't give it the time fully at first to appreciate what we've got here. And it is a great toy, and you've got to remember that this toy is, well, the other toy is like 4 times more expensive than this, so 5 more times. It's a lot more expensive than this, and what this does for what it is actually really quite cool. So yeah, it's got a lot of detail, and I love, and this is a hang up from Sky Lynx anyway, I love how his Autobot symbols have a gold border to them rather than either the silver or the no border that you'd get with most things, and it just goes to, again, just it sets off that character, that pretentious, cocky, arrogant character. I'm having gold Autobot symbols, bitches. You know what I mean? That's Sky Lynx is about. Summon my rage, creature. Such a good episode. Such a good episode. Go watch that. Stop watching me. Go and watch Call of the Primitives. Honest, seriously. So yeah, he's got an official mode, but he also has some. You can also get some little fan modes out of him. So we'll go fan mode first. So if we just do this, unhook this here, get this. Let's get his legs out first. So you have to flip open his body here. And what do? Let's get these out. His feet. I say feet. Claws. His little claws have a tendency to pop off. Let's make sure we get these on the right way. Especially as I'm manhandling it in front of a camera. Yeah, let's do it this way. So, put it in the wrong way. Have I put it in the wrong way? I'll put it in the wrong way. Just 1 second. This is going to be a long video, guys. Just warning you. You probably would have wished you watched Call of the Primitives right now. Right, so this can. Let's get this out of the way. Move these back. Move this forward. Look, guys, here's a pretty cat with wings. Pretty cat. So this that's his Lynx mode. Very got quite an Egyptian feel to that. Meow. Pretty cat, Lynx, Sphinx, whatever you want to call it. It's a lynx because his name is Sky Lynx. So yeah, it's a lynx in the sky with diamonds. So that's an unofficial little thing you can do. Or is it? It's just not in the instructions. I think it was always fully intended to be able to do that. So for the rest of it now, there is Super Sky Lynx mode. We get this here, and we get these here, and this plugs in over the hills far away. And that, my friends, is the Sky Lynx in his dinobird fly creature mode. Again, it's just lots of brilliant little features, little details, nice little feather effects on these wings, but it's lots of hollow things that I can see through. It's combiner walls after all. But yeah, all in all, he's got some great little, I wish it could have just got, the head's got, neck has got quite a lot of articulation, but I just wish they could have just given it just a little bit more. I don't know, just a little, because he's got that bend there. I just wish they could have just fit in another couple more waggles into his head joint, his neck joint. It would have made it really good. I didn't show you his accessories. It comes with these things that look kind of like shooting forks or something. So these will plug onto his tail, just in case you wanted to give him a bigger tail. Now, being a combiner was combiner character thing, he does have combiner ports, and what you can do now in the Transformers Facebook community, Will Bishop, the ghost of Starscream, has been posting some weird and wonderful combination creations, which I can't dig. I really dig that. I mean, I wish that had been kind of what the modus operandi of combiner wars had been, just to make, rather than just always having these static kind of bipedal transformations, if they would have gone to the more strange and less trod paths of making some just really weird guys. So this guy is no exception. He can do some weird stuff. So if we get some just combiner war limbs, kind of just post these around, and you can get like a Sky Lynx, super duper Sky Lynx super mode. So he's got big, 4 feet creature thing, which is quite cool. That's quite cool. And then you could reverse it and get the Lynx head out as well if you wanted to do that. So you can just do stuff like that, which is, it's your toy, it's your imagination. You can do a lot of things and just start putting things together that you haven't been officially told to put together like that. But it doesn't matter, because you don't officially get told how to play with your toys. They're your toys, and you can just play with them as toys should be played with. But anyway, if we wanted to get more official, this shit can get more official. So we have this thing here, these things up here, these things go around here. This comes down and around, and this is his body part thing. Right, Again, I like using guys who have a similar colour scheme to Sky Lynx to make his roll mode. So we have Firefly and First Aid, and then we have Prowl to be his right arm, Tactical Guru, Mirage can be the Espionage and give him a mean left hook. So that's him in his big Sky Rain mode. Sky Rain, Sky Rain, dun, dun. So it's a very James Bond type name. So it's good, it looks good, but he's floppy, he's a floppy shit. Let's just say he's a floppy fucking shit. There is a way to fix his ratchets. There's you know, some videos out there, little tutorials on how we can actually fix these ratchets up in the legs. But you know, it's kind of one of those things like, why do I have to fix the toy? Can it not just be made well toleranced in the first place? But the ratchets don't really grip on mine. I do appreciate the fact that Sky Lynx's head becomes his little cute little tail for the Sky Ray mode. I think that's quite cool. But yeah, he doesn't want to stand up for nobodies. He's got swords, his tuning forks. They can combine, as Combiner Wars things should do. What I also like to do is to add Mirages. I think it's a shame it's just a slightly different colour, to just make an ultimate sword. I suppose if you had multiple copies of Sky Lynx, you could just make as big a sword as possible. It could go all the way to the ceiling. So pop that in there. It gives him a proper knightly King Arthur, the British lion kind of look to him, especially with the red, whites and blues. You know, he's got that very sort of like Captain Britain appeal to him. I don't know if Captain Britain ever turned into a lynx that turned into a shuttle, but I imagine this is quite a regal looking. Oh yeah. So that's, we're going on too long for a Combiner Wars torso guide, but this is Sky Rain. This is Sky Lynx. I didn't like him at first, but now I really quite appreciate him. And that head sculpt, that Lynx head sculpt is beautiful. A beautiful head sculpt. And that's why he's my Transformer of the Week. Join me next time, Transformer of the Week. Hopefully we won't have a floppy piece of shit, but with good sculpting and brilliant colours and a nice concept. We'll have a Transformer. It will transform. Until next time, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes.